Hey guys, how are you doing? Listen, today I'm going to do a short video, just the basics on how to get in shape, how to change the way you look, how to transform your body, how to, most people want to lose fat, okay, and they want to gain a little bit of muscle. Well, I'm going to show you how to lose, okay? And a question I want to ask you is, what is the best way to burn body fat? If you were to say it in one sentence, like what do you think is the best way to burn body fat? Is it running? Is it you start running 5 miles a day, 6 days a week, every day? Is that the best way to burn body fat? Or how about just cut calories? Say you're eating 3,000 calories a day and you drop your calories down to 1,500 a day. Is that the best way to burn body fat? That's what a lot of people do. And what happens with those two things is they start running, cutting their calories, and they lose weight. They're all excited, you know, and then about 2 or 3 weeks in, it stops. They're not losing any more weight. And the reason why is doing all that running, which is good for your heart, it's cardio. I'm not against running, but I'm saying if you're just running only, and you're running and burning off all those calories, say you lose 10 pounds, your body doesn't just burn body fat, okay? It can burn your muscle up too. It can take the muscle and convert it over to carbohydrates and burn it. And you're using a high amount of calories when you're running. So most of the time you are losing muscle when you're running. You're losing muscle and your fat. So say you're 200 pounds and you start running 5 miles a day, 6 days a week, okay? And you drop 10 pounds. You go from 200 pounds down to 190 pounds. And you know, you take your clothes off, you look in the mirror, and you're kind of disappointed. Because what happens if you may have lost 8 pounds of muscle and only 2 pounds of fat, or 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat, and you actually look fatter. Your body composition has gone up, even though you have lost weight. Okay? And what happens is the weight loss normally stops because your metabolism slows down, because now you're lighter. You have less muscle. And muscle is what makes up your metabolism fast. Muscle is what speeds your metabolism up. Muscle burns calories. So by doing all that running, okay, you're actually, you know, can lose some muscle and your metabolism slows down and it doesn't want to continue losing weight. So it catches on and it slows down. And a lot of people get discouraged and quit and they start eating. Now they're eating their same amount of calories, but with a lower metabolism. So they gain even more fat back. And same thing for people that are, say you're eating 3,000 calories a day and then you start calorie counting. You cut your calories down in half, down to 1,500, let's say. And you lose 10 pounds the first 2 weeks. Well, once again, it's going to stop. After 2 or 3 weeks or a month, it stops. And it becomes harder and harder to lose weight because you're losing muscle in the process. You're losing muscle, you're losing weight, and so your metabolism is slowed down. And so you'd have to eat less and less and less food, but your body catches on, your metabolism slows down. So I've simplified it into 2 words. What's the best way to burn body fat? The best way to burn body fat is to build muscle. If you keep the goal in mind to build muscle, you'll burn the most body fat because you want to use your muscles to burn the body fat, okay? The next question is, let me just say this one more time. The more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is. That's why women notice a lot of times that their husbands lose weight easier than them. Or guys, you know, big muscular guys will seem to lose weight, you know, for super fast. And the reason is it's their muscle. And that's another thing that happens as we age, as people get older, 40, 50, 60, 70, they're losing their muscle mass, and so their metabolism slows down. And so that's why they slowly start putting on body fat as you get older, okay? And to prevent all this, you should always try to either keep the same amount or build muscle as the goal, okay? Because if you were to put 4 pounds of muscle on your body, you're gonna burn several hundred more calories just while you're sitting at the office, sleeping at night, you know, watching TV. You're going to be burning more calories. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. And so that leads into my next topic is, what kind of diet do you want to eat? You know, there's all kinds of diets out there, and I could go into that. I'm going to tell you the diet that I like, and I'm not going to go into great detail. I'm going to make another video on why I think this is the best diet. But I believe that our bodies, let me just say this time, I believe our bodies are designed to eat carbohydrates. You know, our brain needs 30 grams of glucose to function. So our body breaks down everything into a sugar, okay? So even if you're on a ketogenic diet, your body is going to break down the protein that you're eating or your body tissue, and it's going to convert it over because you need sugar for your brain to work. So we run on carbohydrates as our energy source. And so I believe the best diet, and this is for people that are working out. You got to work out. This is not for people that don't work out. This is for people that are working out, because working out, you're going to get in shape 10 times faster by working out, okay? I believe in a moderate amount of protein. Don't go crazy with the protein, moderate amount. I believe in low fat, like 15 to 20% fat, and then as many carbs as you possibly can, as many carbs as your body can take, okay, without putting on body fat. And I don't believe we should go, you know, I'm into healthy fats, avocados, nuts, seeds, stuff like that is great for you, but I don't think that we need to go out of our way to get extra fat, to go out of our way to eat it, okay? I think that you eat a normal clean diet and the fats are going to be there, okay? But to keep the fat low, because fats are twice as many calories as proteins and carbohydrates. Proteins are 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories. 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, so it's double. So it's a lot easier to overeat your calories if you have a handful of nuts or peanut butter or butter for that matter. So what kind of diet? So that's the kind of diet is carbohydrates. Also, I want to say this, carbohydrates speed your metabolism up, okay? And low carb diets, when you pull carbs from your diet, your metabolism will slow down. Your body compensates. The thyroid actually slows down. So when you keep carbohydrates in and you eat, you know, as many carbs as you can, you become like your metabolism starts, it's like taking wood and throwing the wood into the fire. And the carbohydrates will feed your workout. So you have a lot more energy, you'll feel better, trust me. And so the next thing I wanted to talk about is the difference between calories and macros. Macronutrients are, all food is protein, carbs, and fats. Those 3 nutrients, macronutrients, makes up the calories, okay? This is not just totally black and white, but I just want to use an example. Calories determine your weight. So say you're 200 pounds, and you're eating 3,000 calories a day. And you eat that every day and you stay 200. If you start eating 2,500 calories a day, 500 calories less per day, you're going to drop weight. Okay, let's say you go down to 190 because you're eating 2,500 calories. If you were to start eating 3,500 calories, a surplus, then you're going to gain weight. So calories sort of control your weight, okay? But notice I'm saying weight again. I'm not talking, we don't know if it's muscle or if it's fat, because you can lose weight and just lose muscle and you're going to look fatter, okay? Or you can actually stay the same weight and you could lose 5 pounds of fat and gain 5 pounds of muscle. You're the same weight, but you're going to look totally different, okay? You're going to be leaner, if that makes sense. So calories determine your weight, okay? What determines your body composition, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, is what kind of calories are you eating? What kind of macros? How many grams of protein? How many grams of carbs? How many grams of fats? You know, they say you are what you eat. Well, you are what you eat. And what I mean by that is, say you're 200 pounds and you're eating 3,000 calories a day, and there's one person, they're eating 3,000 calories of sugar and cookies, 3,000 calories a day, and they weigh 200 pounds. And they do that for 6 weeks, and they stay 200 pounds. Then there's another person over here that weighs 200 pounds. They're eating 3,000 calories a day, okay? But they're eating, let's say, 200 grams of protein. Let me write that down. They're eating 200 grams of protein, 400 grams of carbs, and 65 grams of fats. So this person's eating 3,000 calories a day and they weigh 200 pounds. Okay? This person over here is eating, let's say, 50 grams of protein and say 300 grams of carbs. And let's just say 200 grams of fats. And let's just say that this is 3,000 calories. They're weighing 200 pounds. And say they're mostly eating sugar and Pop-Tarts and kind of junk food. Both of them are eating 3,000. Both of them are eating 3,000 calories. They both weigh 200 pounds. This guy over here is working out with weights every day and working his muscles. This person is not working out. Okay, they can both weigh 200 pounds. Okay, but say this one could be maybe, let's say, 8% body fat. Nice and lean, okay? The 200-pound person over here might be, say it's a guy, and they're 20% body fat. They both weigh 200 pounds, but there's a huge difference between the person that's 8% body fat and the person that's 20% body fat. The person that's 8% body fat is going to have, nice six-pack. They're going to be lean, hard-looking, and really good shape. This person over here is 200 pounds. They're going to be fat. They're going to have less muscle and body fat, jiggly. So I do want to make that distinction. Is it's not how much you weigh, it's what is your body fat percentage. Body fat percentage is the most important. You want to be in a lean range of body fat. Lean for a man is 8 to 12% body fat is lean for a man, and for a woman is about 12 to 18% is lean for a woman. And so you have to eat you need to eat a certain amount of protein, carbs, and fats. So it's not just about the calories, it's about the protein, carbs, and fats. And here's another thing I wanted to mention. This is another thing that people don't understand. Also, let me talk about the workout. The best way to burn body fat is to build muscle. Okay, well, what builds muscle? Well, you need to give your body a reason what makes the signal to build muscle. You lift weights. You lift weights at the gym. You bench press. You do your back exercise. You do your squats, curls. You train your whole body. Don't leave any muscles out. And you work those muscles. And the gym is not a place to burn body fat. The gym's not a place to make it all happen. The gym is just a stimulus. So if you say you work out for 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, you're not getting your results in the gym. All you're doing is you're like turning a light switch on. The gym is the stimulus. It tells your body to start producing the hormones it needs and to start recuperating, to build muscle mass. So you do the work in the gym, okay, but that's just where it starts. You also have the work outside of the gym. Okay, that's a problem with a lot of people. They're working out. They're working out 5 days a week for a couple of years. I see them and their bodies, they don't look like they work out at all. And they come up and ask me, for advice. And it's because they're not doing the nutrition part. The working out's the easy part. 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, that's the easy part. The hard part is being prepared to have your meals, cooked, where you're going to get your meals, and also what you're eating. You can't just start eating and, you can't just leave your job and go out there and on the way to work stop and get something to eat, because there's nothing but junk out there. So say you're trying to lose fat and build some muscle. Okay, summer's coming up. I know there's going to be a lot of New Year's resolutioners, and you need to start now. If you want to look good by March or April, you need to get started now. So let's say you start your diet and you're doing a 12-week diet. It takes about 12 weeks to make a major change. You can make huge changes in 12 weeks. So say you're the 200-pound, we're using a man, for example. In this same diet and everything, women do the same thing. The same thing applies to the women. It's just, of course, they're going to be eating less, and that's all determined by their weight. But so say this person's trying to lose fat and gain a little bit of muscle, and they're eating 3,000 calories a day, and they're 200 pounds. And let's say they're about, 15% body fat, a guy, and they want to get down to 8% body fat. Well, so they'll start off eating 200 grams of protein a day, 400 grams of carbohydrates, and 65 grams of fats. They try to hit those macronutrients every day, okay? And let's say they start working out 5 days a week in the gym. They weren't working out before. They start working out 5 days a week in the gym. They're doing chest and triceps one day, back and biceps the next day, legs the third days, and so on. And they're going to weigh themselves. And they're going to do this diet for 2 weeks, okay? And at the 2-week mark, what happens? And let's just use an example. Let's say that this guy was eating 4,000 calories before. So he goes down to 3,000 calories, and he follows this diet, and he goes from 200 pounds, and let's say he goes down to 192. So he loses 8 pounds. He's 8 pounds down. He drops down to 192. Now, he lost 8 pounds, but that's not the determining factor. What you want to know is, did he lose muscle? If he lost muscle, then you need to change these numbers, okay? Of those 8 pounds, was it mostly fat? And one way you can tell if you're losing muscle, you're getting weaker in the gym. So let's say I asked this guy, and he says, no, he's actually been getting stronger. So his bench press went up. Everything's gone up. So he's lost 8 pounds, but he's stronger. So that means he lost 8 pounds. So he decreased his body fat and built muscle at the same time. Okay, and that's all because he's eating this. But guess what? Here's what I want people to know. He does this for 2 weeks, and then the 3rd week, he doesn't lose any weight. He stays 192. Well, that's when these numbers need to be adjusted again. You can't just eat the same diet for 12 weeks. Now here comes the professionals and the experience. So say the 3rd week, he stays 192. Well, he's going to have to change these numbers because now he's eating, instead of a 200-pound man, you have a 192-pound man. And also, this guy was 15% body fat. This guy's, let's say 12% body fat. So now you have a different body over here. So you're going to have to make adjustments. And that's when the professionals come in. And you can adjust, you can adjust the carbohydrates or the fats. You kind of keep protein the same. You can add cardio. You can take away cardio. So another example is, let's say 2 weeks goes by and the guy weighs 200 pounds. He didn't lose any weight, okay? But he tells me that his pants are looser. His slacks, when he goes to work, have gone down 2 belt holes, okay? His bench press has gone up, and he still weighs 200 pounds. Well, I'm going to keep him eating this. We're going to eat the same thing for another week or so and see what happens, because if he still weighs 200 pounds and he can see in the mirror that he's lost fat and his pants are fitting looser, then that means he's losing fat with his diet. Even though his weight is the same, he may have gone from 15% to 12%. He may have gone from 15% to 12%. And so that's still progress, even though his weight's the same. So you got to go by pictures. What does the person look like in the mirror? What does the scale say? And what does the gym say? And then, like I said, through the whole 12 weeks, you have to adjust these numbers. You can't just eat the same thing every day because you have a new body. So over here, even though he weighs 200 pounds, over here he's 12% body fat. Over here he was 200 pounds, 15% body fat. So here's a different body, okay? He has more muscle over here. So you might need to increase the protein a little bit. And you have to make some adjustments. And so say he goes another, let's say he's 6 weeks into the diet. Now he starts dropping weight, and he's down to, let's say, 190. So he lost another 10 pounds, and here he is, 7% body fat, okay? He's going to have to adjust his calories again. And some people, depending on their metabolism, I've actually had to increase their calories. I've increased their calories every week. I've increased their carbs every week because their metabolism are just speeding up, because the more muscle that you have on, the more fat you burn. That's the take-home message. The more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. So your main goal, once again, to do a recap, is your base should be lifting weights 5 days a week for an hour, okay? You have a body part split, a good body part split that you come up with. Train your whole entire body. Work out with weights for an hour. Break down that muscle tissue. And then follow a good sound diet. And then you need to manipulate that diet as your body changes. Okay. Cardio, I'm not against cardio. Some people don't need to do cardio at all. They can just work out with weights and do the diet. I've done bodybuilding competitions and didn't do any cardio. Some people do need to do cardio. But what you do is, like, say this guy, I have him maybe going the first 4 weeks, and if he's losing fat every week, I'm not going to have him do any cardio. And then when he hits a plateau, let's say I don't want to change his calories. I can say, okay, well, I'm going to start having him do 20 minutes of cardio 3 days a week. Okay, so he does that week, and then he starts losing weight again, and I keep it the same. And say he his weight loss plateaus again. Well, I can keep the calories the same, and I say, okay, let's do 5 days a week of 20 minutes of cardio, and he starts losing weight. But there's a balance too, and that's where an experienced eye comes in. Is you don't want to do too much cardio, because if you do too much cardio, you'll start losing muscle. So you want to do the least amount of cardio as you can while still losing body fat, and you want to save the cardio for when you're running into the wall. You can add cardio in. So if you want more detailed answers, or you have more detailed questions, you can message me, and we'll kind of maybe set up a phone time to talk on the phone, and I can answer your questions. But this is just the basics, real simple video of just getting started and the basic philosophies on how to get in shape. I hope that helped, and I hope you guys get to working out and have a great week.